Hi, I'm Andrew. Welcome to the Weldclass Technical Centre. Today we're going to run through the new FURY 185 welding machine. We've got laid out on the bench today all the stuff that comes with the machine in the kit. We call it a value kit. Comes with, most importantly, a MIG welding torch, gas hose, gas regulator, a stick welding lead, a earth return clamp and lead, MIG pliers, pair of gloves, instruction manual, 3 different feed rollers, and over here a cooler bag and the ProMax 130 welding helmet. That all comes in the box when you buy this kit. So today we're going to run through how to set this machine up for welding with steel with gas. So let's get to it. At the moment on the bench, I've got some added extras here. I've got some platinum steel welding wire. And underneath, I've got some ProMax T11 gasless MIG wire. But right now, I'm going to set it up for solid wire using shielding gas. First thing I need to do is connect up the gas hose and the regulator. It's a quick connector. That blue part is a quick connector. It is also a gas sealed hose, meaning it's when you disconnect it, it actually stays sealed and doesn't let the gas out, which is very good for ensuring that we don't lose gas. Click it on the back. Grab the regulator. You'll need a spanner or a shifter. This end goes onto the regulator. It's put on by hand tight for a start. We always crack a gas cylinder. It's going to be loud to let any rubbish that might be in the valve out. And then check to make sure that the O-ring is all good, no nicks out of it. And it's a right-hand thread, meaning it goes clockwise. And we're going to make sure that sight gauge, which is the flow meter, is in the vertical position always. And we tighten up the nut, but not overly tight, and just nip this hose up as well. Okay, so the gas hose is hooked up, ready to go. I'm going to want to power the machine up, so I'll just do that right now. Beauty of these machines, the new FURY range, they're all 240 volt, 230 volt, 10 amp household supply. Meaning it's got the small pin, you don't have to modify anything in your garage. I'm going to turn it on at the back, and you can hear the machine power up, and you can also see that the lights have come on the front of the machine. Okay. The wire size I'm using today is 0.8 solid wire. 0.8 solid wire works very, very well on this machine for both manual MIG welding and also pulse steel MIG welding. In fact, it's only designed for 0.8 wire. So, with the 3 feed rollers that come in the kit, we need to get the right roller. Because if you're new to welding, there are different types of rollers. There is a V-groove, which is designed for solid wire to sit into and get squashed into. But for aluminium wire, you don't use V, you use a U-groove, okay? Because it cradles the wire. And then for gasless wire, where we don't need the gas cylinder, we need a knurled roller, and that means it's got little serrations around it, which grabs the wire with low pressure and pushes it up the gun. So I need the V, and they are marked. They actually got a little V on them, a little K for knurled, and a U for U-groove, which is for aluminium and soft wires. So I found the V one, and each roller has 2 sizes. This one has 0.8 and has 0.9. Our rollers from Weldclass are designed for this series of machines that if it says 0.8, that means you put the 0.8 on the inside of the machine of the feeder. Let's have a look. Undo the door. We take the pressure arm down, the top roller comes up, we can unscrew the screw, and we then can put that correct roller in the right position facing the rear of the machine. Put the little retaining screw back on. Don't over tighten them. And basically the machine is now nearly ready to set up for a wire. So I've got the MIG gun. I'm going to need the earth return clamp. Where do I put it when setting up for solid wire? I'll spin the machine around. The good news is what I'm about to tell you is already on the door panel on the setup guide. Gives you all this information anyway. But let's have a look. At the front of the machine, there is a positive and a negative terminal. And depending on what wire you're using, gasless or solid wire, then you have to put the earth clamp and the lip connector in the right location. So for solid wire, it's positive, which means that goes to the MIG gun. So I'm going to put the MIG gun into this connector. So I'm going to put that to the positive terminal. We'll go in, there we go. And the earth lead and clamp will come into the negative terminal. Now, if I'm doing gasless wire, it's the opposite, okay? Then we'll put the MIG wire in, the MIG gun on soon once we feed the wire. It's a 5 kilo spool. This machine will run both 5 kilo spools, which is a 200 diameter spool, and also the little 1 kilo spools, which are 100 millimeter diameter. Going to take the nut off first. There's a spring and a spool holder. That little post is designed for the small spools. At the back, it's a bit bigger. It's a 50 mil diameter, and that's designed for the larger 5 kilo spools. So first thing we're going to do is get it in there. It is tight, but that's because the machine is small, and we want the machines to be small, to be handy, and to be able to put in the back of the car and move around. So you just put it in like this, at a bit of an angle, onto the post. Once you've got it on the back flange, you pick up the front flange and you put it in the right way, and it just holds everything there nice and securely. Then goes the spring, then goes the retaining nut. Now this retaining nut actually screws on until it actually stops, and it's designed to do that. Okay, so now I'm nearly ready to undo the wire and feed it through into where the MIG gun will connect. The reason I feed it before putting it onto the MIG gun is to make sure that the wire is coming out nice and straight. I've got the wire already onto the spool holder. I've cut the wire off now. I'm holding it very tightly with my finger, and I push it through it's called the inlet guide. That goes over the top of that roller, which is that V-groove roller. It's a V-groove. I push it through in the outlet guide, and it comes out the front of the machine. Now I'm going to lock it down. It's now locked together. That top roller is cogged to the bottom roller, so it feeds very positively. It's a very nice little system. Okay, and I've got the tension at around about 4.5. There is a special way to set tension, and we'll talk about that later. End of the MIG gun, it's the Euro connector. There's a big nut. In that nut, there's a liner. It's a steel liner. It goes all the way length of the gun to the tip end. So we're going to make sure the wire goes down the center of that hole. It is, and then line it up so all the holes line up. There we go, and then screw the Euro connector in. Don't do it overly tight, just do it what I'd call thumb tight. There you go, so it's firm. And now the machine is set up, nearly ready to weld by using the mode button. Press that, I can go to the different modes. MIG Pulse Steel or stainless steel, MIG Pulse Steel or stainless steel. But I want to use it in standard steel mode at the moment, and here it is. Okay, and it's showing in manual mode. In manual mode, you can adjust the voltage independently of the wire. Takes a second, there we go. And you can adjust the wire feed speed to wherever you want it. Or You can press the left-hand side button and change it into synergic, and it now adjusts the machine via amperage. And then you can just use the right-hand button to adjust the amperage to whatever amperage you need to weld the thickness of steel that you're going to be welding. So on the inside of the machine, there's the settings chart, and this has thicknesses, which are the most common thicknesses of metal sold in Australia. Then it shows settings for steel, stainless and aluminium solid wires. So if I'm welding 3mm steel, I need between 110 to 120 amps in MIG gasless or gas shielded. Okay? And conversely, if I'm doing 8mm, I'd need the full power of the machine between 180 and 185 amps. And one more thing to tell you about, that in synergic mode, there is still some fine-tuning adjustment available. So if I'm in synergic mode, I can actually adjust fine voltage control. So it's 0 at the moment, but I can go minus to -3. And what that does, that reduces the amount of voltage and helps the wire go closer to the arc. Okay? Can give you a little bit more spatter in some cases. If I go the other side and go back up to 0 and go to the positive side, the +3, then that pulls the wire closer towards the tip, widens the arc transfer, and will reduce spatter. But there's a fine line between how far you go, depending on the wire that you're using in the machine, and also on the thickness of the steel that you're using as well. Have some fun welding your projects with the Weldclass machines.